today's review, we're going to be going over the things I've noticed about the iPad Pro over 2 months. Because 2 months ago, I made a review about the iPad Pro. You go check that out because I'm not going to be going in depth with every single feature, every single thing about the iPad. But there are a few things that kind of stood out to me that I kind of want to talk about. So let's dive right in. Okay, so for the quick overview, this is a 12.9-inch iPad. Okay, come on, there you go. 12.9-inch, pretty big one. I'm going to be talking about the size as well. But there you go, and it comes in space gray, well, space gray and silver, but I got the space gray one, nice. Although, that silver one I saw when iPad came out, looks pretty nice. Though, you're gonna have some, I guess, the scratches will be more visible. Like, if you get the white keyboard with the silver iPad, the kind of markings and stuff, the smudges will get, noticeable on the keyboard. So, but yeah, that's kind of that. So, this model as well has, 256 gigabytes on this particular iPad, and I got 100%. I got $100 off of Amazon, if you know what I mean. So it was on sale, so a pretty good deal at the time, and I got it before the M1 iPad came out. So beginning here with the cameras, they're not the best. They're not really good. Well, they're just not really good if you don't have enough light. Now I have light right next to me here, but if I go to camera here, looking in photo, a photo app, everything's just it's so grainy. It's even when I point this at the light, it's not very good. All right, so now video isn't bad. It's just photos I think are grainy and kind of not very up to standard, especially for a rear-facing camera. They're not as good compared to iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, for example. But the front-facing camera video is fine. You can pretty much see me pretty clearly. It's in HD. The rear-facing cameras are in 4K or can do 4K with 60 FPS, so they're not bad by any means. The video's not bad. It's just the photos looks kind of lacking, I think, without proper lighting. So yeah, despite me getting the 2020 model, I don't ever use the cameras. I've used them once or twice, and that's kind of it. Because like I said, the lighting in here, it's not good, I don't think. Unless, well, if you don't have good light, you're not gonna get good photos, if you know what I mean. So they're alright, they'll do the job. It's just that it's an iPad, so you're not gonna really use these cameras at all, which I kind of noticed that, or kind of learned that the hard way, I guess. So let's move on. Size. Okay, so this is something I've noticed. So I made a video on this too, if you can check that out if you want to. But essentially, if you want your iPad to be a computer or a laptop, then you're gonna want to get the bigger size here, the way bigger size. And so, cause I feel like the 12.9-inch size is bigger, or no, it's better for a laptop feel, because if you get this iPad Air 2, this is better for handheld use. Like a smaller iPad, like the 11-inch iPad, is better for handheld use. This is way better to hold in your hand. You can just do this. Very, very nice. But if you use the Pro, which I do have with the Pro, it's very cumbersome. Now, I do have big fingers. Wait, hold on. What? Big hands or long fingers, right? So this is kind of cumbersome. Even when I hold it like this, I mean, I guess it's fine. It's just it is kind of cumbersome when it comes to handheld use. And doing this with one hand, don't even try, I guess. It works. It's just very cumbersome. That's my word of the day. I mean, it's nice and all, but this big size is better if it's a laptop, in a sense. If you get the magic keyboard here, or if you get the 11-inch iPad or a smaller iPad, it's gonna be better for that, because it really depends on your use. Like for me, I edit and do everything on my iPad, and it always stays in this keyboard, so this bigger size makes it feel like a laptop. Whether if it's like the iPhone, not iPhone, but if it's the 11-inch size, it's gonna, I can imagine it's gonna feel small. I can't imagine having smaller keys than this. These are perfectly sized keys, but having a smaller version of this would probably be a little, I don't know, not too great in terms of experience. But moving on here, so with the speakers, these, I'm gonna say right now, they're amazing. They're just amazing. So they have quad speakers here, so I can show you here. There's 4 there, not 4, but there's 2 there, 2 there. These are amazing. Now I'm gonna do a speaker. I'm not gonna show these now, but I'm gonna do a speaker test in a second. So essentially, with listening to music and watching YouTube videos and stuff, I've noticed over these 2 months that these speakers are just great. They're clear. They remind me of a HomePod Mini. They're clear, they're loud, they're kind of I just kind of was blown away. So here, take a listen to the speaker test. All right, so we're gonna do this little test here. So we have the iPad Pro right here, and then we're gonna do it against the HomePod Mini over there. So we're gonna first play a song for the first 10 seconds on here. So let's play. Full blast, by the way. Let's take them out. Okay. It's pretty loud. So my office isn't too bad or too big. Okay, it's kind of messy though. So we're gonna now play this on the HomePod Mini at full blast. So we're gonna find it here. Let's see. There we go. Bedroom. Okay. I'm gonna play it full volume and let's go. Okay. So you can tell it's kind of close. I mean, the HomePod Mini has more bass and it's a bit louder, but they're pretty impressive, I would say. So let's play the iPad one more time and then we'll move on. All right, let's go iPad and then we'll play it again. So yeah, I find that the speakers are fairly loud. I mean, they are quad speakers, so they're supposed to be loud, but they're very nice. So let's move on to whatever next section there is. All right, so the power. So, like I said, this is a 2020 iPad, so it's not going to be the most powerful in a sense. So, like, you know, you have the M1 iPad, which is even better. It actually outperforms some MacBooks. But the thing is, since like the iPad itself is limited by software, so you're not going to get to use all of that 16 gigabytes of RAM on the M1 iPad Pro. With this, I found it to be more than enough. So this has, I think, A12Z. It's fast enough. It has 120 hertz refresh rate. It's very fast. There's no lag and anything. I edit, like I said, on here. I use, let me see here, BLLO. It edits fine, 4K, UHD, and everything. Like, I think 2020 and below are good enough, if not overkill. Like, for me, this is kind of overkill. That's why I didn't go with the MacBook Pro or MacBook Air, is because I edit and do stuff on, like, iOS or, like, mobile. So having an iPad, or basically a bigger phone, just stretch it out. Like, here, I have a phone here. No, I don't. But just get a phone, stretch it out, and then you have this iPad. Okay, so like for me, this is perfectly fine for me, and this is kind of, it replaced my laptop in a sense, my Windows laptop. So yeah, just overall, it's very good in that kind of department for power. It's very optimized. I should say that because you can't use all this power. Even if you have an M1 iPad Pro, you can't use all of that 16 gigabytes of RAM. So software is a limitation there, but overall the power, it's great, no lag and everything. So moving on here to usage. Now I kind of talked about this a little bit, but essentially this impacts phone use. So if I were to go to settings here, so this has basically replaced my phone in this thing. Well, it hasn't replaced it, but I've been using this thing as my main, like it kind of, the usage for my phone, I used to get 10 hours of screen time on my phone, but now I kind of shortened and I've kind of transitioned that like heavy use to my iPad because, well, it's a lot more handy in a sense. It's a lot more convenient. It's a lot more powerful. It's a bigger screen. So for editing, I used to edit on my phone, but now I edit on the iPad because it's a bigger screen. So it's kind of the nature of having another device, is that if you have like one device and then you get another one and you end up kind of using that one more, if it's like a phone and an iPad, or a phone and a laptop, or an iPad and a laptop and a PC, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of the nature of having more than one device, as like the one you used to use now gets kind of split even with the screen time. So like I said, I'm a power user, so this is my main kind of device. I don't have a PC besides my laptop, but this is like my main kind of source of power in a sense. All right, extra. So there are two different things that I've kind of either didn't go with the video, or simply I don't really cover it too often. So basically, first starting off here is with Face ID, you have to be kind of close to the iPad for it to work. So if you have the iPad on a keyboard, like me, you have to be kind of like right next to it, like right here. Here's you, and then here's the iPad. You have to be kind of close to it for it to work. And also, is if you're holding the iPad in like the handheld kind of way, so you can easily cover up this Face ID, to cover up the cameras, and so when you do that, when you hold it like this, it's pretty easy to cover this up, and it won't work. So kind of annoying little right there. I mean, if you hold it like this, then you're gonna be fine. But if you're holding it like this, okay, it's pretty easy to cover up these cameras, and it commonly says to kind of, you know, the camera's covered. So if I try here, let's see if it works. Okay, it worked that time. Let's see if I can get it to show up. I think I gotta cover it, so let's try this. There we go, camera covered. So it would say that until you would let off, and then it unlocks, okay? So also with the Magic Pencil, I said this 3 times in a row too. The Apple Pencil, okay? This is good. I use it to kind of navigate through the iPad. So let's say open notes, swipe up. Okay, maybe not, but so you can kind of, you know, hit undo and everything. So I've been using it for a while, and it's very durable. I haven't had any scratches on it though. As you can see there, no scratches or anything. It's just that I don't really use this the way other people do. I kind of just have it to where just navigate. And so making a separate review on this thing wouldn't be very useful, because I just say like, oh, it cost $100, and then you just kind of, I just use it to kind of toggle around and then, you know, just do that. So I don't really use it to draw yet, but overall, the Apple Pencil's been great. It's just that I don't really usually cover this particular product. So moving on here to conclusion, and I'll wrap it up. Alright, in conclusion here, the iPad Pro is a very solid device. I actually really like this device. My main device I use, very convenient. It's bigger screen, it's good for watching YouTube videos and editing and taking photos, right? Because we do that, because I surely don't. When I was going to buy this thing, I wanted to get the extra camera because I like taking photos with my phone, so I'm like, you know what, I'll probably do it with my iPad. But no. But yeah, overall though, it's very good. I recommend you picking it up too, because, well, if you need an iPad, I'd say the M1 iPad, unless there's something about that you want, it's overkill. This is even overkill too, I would think. And so you can also get these for like $100 off, like on sale on Amazon. So other than that, that's kind of their little review for you, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.